So looking at the diagram, we're going to name all the minor arcs. So who can give me one? Yes.
AC.
AC is a minor arc. DE, CE, OC is a radius. So arc has to be part of the circle itself. So there's one more, AD. Okay, so semicircles.
Do you have to put an arc over this thing?
Yes. Yep, you need the notation because if I say AC, even though I can't see it visually, there is a segment between A and C that exists. There's a line between A and C. There's a ray from A to C. So in geometry, we have to use the notation. You know, you would want to assume that someone is not looking at the picture. Okay, so they would know that AC is an arc that exists. Yes.
AE.
Okay, so AE, but we need to use 3 letters.
ACE.
Okay, so ACE and ADE are semicircles. And so that would be from A to E, right? But we also have the one from C to D, so CED. And the one on the other side of it, CAD. Okay? So every diameter creates 2 semicircles. And then we have a few major arcs. Okay, so you only need 3 letters, so E or C would be sufficient. So you could say DEA, right? And CEA. ACE would be a semicircle. So we have from D to A, so everything but DA. We have everything but CA. How about everything? Sometimes it's easier to eliminate a segment or an arc. So if I cut out CE and name all of this, so CAE, right? So I cut out that. And if I cut out, what did you say? CDA. I think we have that one, don't we? Here. So DEA is that. CEA is that. CAE is that. Okay, so we're missing, see the last one gets a little confusing. What is it? So yellow, we cut that one out. With the pink, we cut that one out. With the blue, we cut this one out. Okay, so we need to cut that one out, right? So either E, basically E to D will be our last one. So ECD, EAD, right? Okay. So listing all the major arcs gets a little confusing because you have to remember which ones, and when you have extra letters in there, so maybe the best way to do it is cut out a minor arc and cross it off that you cut that one out and name the rest. That way, if you have to name them all, you know which pieces you eliminated. Okay, so that's identification. One other piece of, and this should be very familiar to you. Because you've dealt with addition postulates. You did the segment addition postulate and the angle addition postulate. Basically, the arc addition postulate says if you add the measures of two arcs, you should get the measure of the big arc, right? So if you add the measures of adjacent arcs, share an endpoint, so lots of words to say the measure of AB plus the measure of BC equals the measure of ABC. Okay, so basically they're telling you you can add arc measures. All right. So the nice thing about arc measures is they are directly related to your angles. Okay. So BC.
Forget the arc angle. Forget the arc angle.
Nope, that's an angle. All right, so BC is right here. Okay, and we said the arc measure is the same as the central angle. So if the central angle is 32 degrees, then arc BC should also be 32 degrees. Okay, so to find BD, we'd use the arc addition postulate and say, well, if BC is 32, so that would be the measure of BC plus the measure of CD, right? So you would add 32 plus 58, which would be 90 degrees. So then ABC, what do you know about that arc? That'd be all of this. It'd be 180 because it goes from the end of the diameter to the other end, right? So if you have a diameter that cuts off that arc, then that's automatically 180 degrees. And AB, what method would you use to find that? Yes? If we know the whole thing has to be 180, then we can subtract out the 32, right? So if all of this is 180, then we do 180 minus 32 to find AB. So that would be 148 degrees. Okay, so then the measure of the angle COD, which is here, should be 58. If we know the arc, we get the angle too. So that's 58 degrees. And then AD, (180 minus 58) would be 122. And we won't write this one down, but what if I wanted A, C, B, all of this? I do 180 plus 32. So once you know the pieces, you can add, subtract, to get those other measures, all right? So the homework on this should not be terribly difficult. You're just identifying some arcs and you're finding their measures, all right? So it is on your bold sheet, the first assignment for 10-6 on page 569. Okay, it's up on the backboard also.